I have seen the impugned judgment, in which it is clearly discernible and perceptible that no opportunity was given to the appellant and even no charge was framed against him for lodging a false complaint. However, in the judgment of acquittal, the appellant was convicted, which shows that before reaching any sanguine culmination against the present appellant, whether he lodged the FIR with bona fide intention or mala fide, he was convicted without providing any chance of defense. The form of charge is provided under Section 221 CRPC, which is in fact under the Criminal Administration of Justice, is a gist of whose case against the accused. The purpose of charge is to tell the accused as precisely and concisely the nature of offense for which he is charged. Rationale for laying down the detailed procedure for framing the charge is that the accused should know the nature of accusation so that he may give a proper reply and is not misled by the vagueness in the said accusation. Supreme spectrum of charge should be such that all eventualities and exigencies till the conclusion of trial can be made with the caution that no prejudice is caused to the accused. It is plainly provided in the aforesaid provision of law that judgment shall contain the point or points for determination, the decision thereon, and the reasons for the decision, and subsection 2 unequivocally speaks that the judgment shall specify the offense, if any, of which, and the section of the PPC or other law under which the accused is convicted and the punishment to which he is sentenced. It is obvious from the impugned judgment with regard to the appellant that neither it is mentioned that under which section of law the appellant was convicted, nor any charge was framed, even no statement of appellant was recorded under Section 342 CRPC, which is sheer illegality floating on the surface of record. Despite this incongruity, the appellant was convicted. The word judgment used in Section 367 CRPC means the judicial verdict deciding a case finally so far as the court seized of the case is concerned. While writing the judgment, it is incumbent upon the court to ponder over all possible situations and probabilities for reaching just and proper conclusion, and it cannot act like resolving a mathematical proposition. The judgment should contain points for determination and should specify the offense, if any, of which and section of law under which accused was convicted and the punishment to which he was sentenced.